New guys in tonight, Callahan and Lysell?
No, the lineup's going to be the same tonight as last game. Both guys will get an opportunity to draw in here at some point on the trip. But for tonight, we'll just give them another day or two to get acclimated, and then we'll see after that.
What have you liked about the lineup the way it is now? I know you haven't gotten the results, but
I think right now, there's some consistency with some of the lines. It doesn't mean that things are going to change, but with our fourth line, there's some energy there. There's some ability to play in the defensive zone, especially on D-zone starts. The top line there with Pasta and Geeks, they still seem to have some chemistry going there. But, at some point, we may look to switch things around as well.
And Husadinov was playing more of a fourth-line role in Minnesota. He's gotten a chance to play up a little. What have you liked about him? I know he's brought a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think so. He's, like you said, he played fourth-line center in Minnesota for the most part, so he's getting more of an opportunity and an offensive role here right now. And he's got a couple of goals, and he plays with some pace, and he's on top of pucks quick. So we like that. We like that part of his game. I think, the one thing he's got to continue to work on is just away from the puck. But, that's something that we can build into his game, hopefully.
Is that the hardest thing for a player to learn at this level, is to just the details away from the puck?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's any young player that's coming into the league, you have to make sure that you value your play away from the puck, a 200-foot game, whatever you want to call it, especially here. I mean, we take pride in obviously trying to be a team that values their play away from the puck, and that's good defensively. And so, for any young player, whether it's Gusti or anyone else, it takes some time.
Joe, sorry, a non-game day related question, but just doing a hit on college hockey and Bruins having 10 college hockey players on their roster, and just wondering if you can comment on the growth you've seen of the skill and that's coming out of college hockey since you're playing base.
Well, yeah, since my playing days, there weren't as many college players playing then. There was obviously still, some, but I think back then when I entered the league in whatever it was, 1990 or so, maybe there was only I don't know if there was 20% Americans, and most of those guys played college at the time, right? But yeah, to answer your question, to see the development over the years, and the number of players now that are coming from the college ranks, whether they're American or Canadian, the numbers have increased. I think some of it has to do with, the program that they established with the U.S. national program, the development programs that they have there. So, they're able to start at a young age. The model starts at a young age, and it works its way right up through, to those national programs. So I would guess that's probably one of the main reasons. But I mean, yeah, and then you think the kids nowadays, they seem to have a tendency to work a lot more on their skill development, more so probably than we did back then, and that might be some of the difference.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With all the changes in the roster, it seems like Zadorov has been kind of thrust into a leadership role, even though he's only been here about half a year. Do you see him in that role, and do you think is that something he can adjust and handle?
Well, I think where we're at right now with, the people, the moves that were made at the deadline, we obviously lost guys that filled the leadership role for us. And not having Charlie and Lindy on the back end, Z becomes the guy that has the most experience back there in the back end. So, it's an opportunity for him to, show if he can, take it and be a leader in that department, especially on the back end with, like I said, with the young group that we have back there right now.
Do you think he's embraced that role?
Yeah, I think he's trying. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's, it's hard when you're trying to run your own race individually, and then collectively as a team, we're trying to, put games together. So there's an adjustment there, especially when you're maybe haven't been thrust into that role before.
It's the challenge against Vegas tonight.
It's a good team. It's a fun building to play in. I mean, obviously they. On top of the league, and we're fighting for our lives right now, so it's a huge match for us. The big heavy, I thought we could have come out with the point at home last time we played them. We give up the late shorthanded goal, so I think we definitely won one for sure.
Is there an emphasis on jumping on them early since they haven't played since Sunday? Rest. They've had some rest too.
Well, it's a good inside information because I wasn't aware of that. Yeah.
That's true.
But I mean, yeah. yes or no. It's a fun building. I don't think like you need to do much to get up for this game today. It's a huge game, obviously, and they probably having a good starts in this building as well, and we just got to match it.
With all the changes on the roster, what can a long road trip like this do to bring this group together?
Yeah, no, it's fun. You know, just be around the guys for past 2 days. You know, it's a fun stretch of the hockey games we coming up for us. You know, it's big. It's a playoff hockey already, so I think it's always have that mentality. You know, weather is great outside too. That helps, and yeah, I mean, when you're at home for a while and then you go on such a long road trip, it definitely gives you some bonding. Yeah.
Do you feel like you've embraced more of a leadership role over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to do it since I came here, you know what I mean? But obviously right now we lost a few veteran guys during the deadline, so now it's more on our shoulders past Lindy, C-Mac, and yeah, like we got to do more as the older guys to help younger guys, especially new guys in the team as well. So yeah, I mean, it's all come natural, it's all come from the heart. You know, you try to help them in some way or prepare them for some way, but also you gotta go on the ice and lead them the way you can do. So I think it's a mix of everything pretty much. Yeah.
When you were, oh sorry, do you have a follow-up?
I was going to say, Hustadinov has seemed to have brought a lot of energy to the game. Did you have any background with him at all? Did you know him before?
No, we're from same city. There's not many Russian players from Moscow, so it's always nice to have somebody who's from the city you grow in. But he's a great kid. He brings joy every day. He's smiling all the time. He's kind of quiet on his own a little bit, but I mean, you can see he's been leader in his clubs where he played for. He's been captain everywhere, so he can bring some leadership to the young guys as well and lead by example as well. And he's been playing well. You know, he's skilled, he's fast, he sees the ice pretty well, he protects the pucks really well down low, so he can make plays, and he's been great so far. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you about the leadership when you were younger. Did anything mean something more to you if a leader did that when you were younger, like taking you out for dinner, texting you? Did something?
Yeah, you learn from the guys you played with. You know, unfortunately, my first 4 years in the league, it wasn't many players to learn from. We just been on the bad teams for a while. So, but there's definitely guys through my career who I lean to and I learn a lot from, and I'm kind of trying to follow their steps in this league. So, like Eric Johnson was a really big part of me. Gabriel Landeskog, McKinnon. In Buffalo, I played with Chris Stewart. He was an unbelievable teammate. So the stuff he was doing with the team and bonding and on the road trips and all that, so it helps for sure. And you just try to learn from the best and pretty much transfer it to your team right now as the older guy. Yeah.